Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing okay. I know I have not been around as much as I wanted to. I've actually been doing some other things and been in other groups, but people have been like, "Where are you at? Where are you at? We haven't seen you." And finally got my couch, so I'm all excited. I'm like, the room is coming together. And yeah, so I go ahead. What I'm doing right now is I am starting a challenge for myself. So for the next 30 days, my hope is to be here, either on a live here or on YouTube, because I have a channel on YouTube and I have 21 subscribers. It's fabulous. But my hope is to, yeah, if my videos call to you, um, it would be to have people go over to YouTube and just to have other avenues of reaching people with the message. What today is going to be about is, like I said, my challenge. So my hope is to be able to keep it in 5 minutes. And if it goes over five, it's okay. But the practice um, is to just kind of share how we live our lives. When I talk about myself as inner peace broker, it's how I walk the talk. So today's topic, since we are in April, and April 2nd was um, World, what's it called? World Autism Awareness Day is what they call it. Just bringing awareness to autism um, during the month of April, which is wonderful because we need to be aware of all of these. Because it's funny, I didn't even want to call it a an issue with the brain or anything like. I don't even. Anyway, I've noticed that in my learning on how to deal with will and everything that we do in the everyday basis, autism has been a wonderful tool. But I also don't like with any special need. We need help with special needs. That's why it's called special needs. But I also want to make sure that people see the beauty of how special needs can create a very self-sufficient being, that they have so much more to offer even though they need help. It doesn't have to define them. And I guess that's what I've been not struggling with, but wanted to be clear with, that they're actually not helpless. They're super smart. Yeah, it's challenging to help them thrive sometimes because we are stuck in our own ways of being and thinking and our judgments. Um, but once you get past the judgments, then you start seeing how truly amazing we can all be together in this journey of life. So, one of the things that Will has taught me, because again, Will is my oldest, who's on the spectrum, on the autism spectrum. And what Will has taught me was how to practice non judgment. Non judgment is one of those words that people, it's a buzzword. Everybody hears it and they're like, oh yeah, I'm going to try to not judge. It's probably one of the hardest things we do. In language, we categorize everything. So, of course, we have to judge and we have to put everything in boxes because that's how we communicate. We use language to communicate. That's what's really interesting that is happening now with language. Like, for example, with Latina, they have the Latinx. And I think that's really interesting because in Spanish, genders are a big deal. Everything has gender and number. All nouns do. So, going back to non-judgment, what Will did for me was open up a whole world of not attaching myself to expectation and allowing people to be who they are. What's funny is that one of the things that I learned with Will is that you can trust that Will be Will in the way he is. So I can expect that he's not going to be different of who he is. So it's funny when I get upset when he won't do certain things. And in that moment, I'm in judgment of him. where I'm expecting him to pick up his clothes and I'm getting frustrated because he's not picking up his clothes after the 10th, 11th time that I told him to pick it up. Well, what do I expect? He has a tough time with paying attention. That's why he has his medications, and that's why we practice meditation and all this mindfulness and breathing, because it's harder for him to just pick up your clothes and put him in the dirty pile. It takes a lot longer. And granted, we all, the people who have kids, I'm sure you repeat, hey, please put your dirty clothes in the hamper at least 20 times. So I know I'm not the only one. But I catch myself. I've caught myself where it's like, okay, do I want to say this 11 times? No, I just want to say this a couple of times maybe and for it to happen. But then my expectation is that I have to be aware of that. So instead of me repeating, I've learned to not judge him, understand that he's in that situation, but I also expect him to learn how to clean and how to pick up after himself. So I'm going to teach him that because I'm his mom and I have to guide him to pick up his clothes. But I'm also but in the back of my mind, I'm not going to judge him or make him wrong for not picking up his clothes. I want him to do it so that he realizes the value of cleaning versus you're wrong for not picking up your clothes or something is wrong with you for not picking up your clothes. And that's what judgment truly does to people. And we do that to each other all the time. So how to practice non-judgment to everyone around you is probably one of the hardest things to do. Especially someone like me who's very OCD. I like to have my things in their places and everything. So it's not against anybody. It's just I like my things where they go. But one of the things that the non-judgment piece of it, I've had to learn how to have more compassion and more patience in the moment. So instead of repeating over and over again, pick up your clothes, I've learned to be quiet, point, bring it, and actually go touch him, point, and then he'll, oh, you need me to pick up the clothes. Yes, please. And all of a sudden, instead of having a fight over the clothes because he's not getting it right and I'm upset at him for not getting it right and we got to figure this out, it's easier. It becomes calmer. But I've learned to breathe in the moment because, of course, I've had my fights and, of course, there's been the yelling. I'm not a saint here, but what I'm saying is that the more I practice to stop, breathe. I love it, like when people I remember one time talking about people catching on fire, which is terrible, but it's stop, drop, and roll. So I like to think of it as stop, drop, and meditate. So instead I go stop, drop, and breathe. Stop, drop, and be quiet. So what I do is I start doing that with him, and I start doing that with Stevie because Stevie also has some interesting attention issues as well. And I started doing that with my own husband, my mom, because she gets in loops as well. She has a lot of the things that Will does, so she's taught me a lot about non-judgment as well. And it's a daily practice. So I just wanted to remind everybody that as you practice non-judgment with yourself, with everyone around you, practice non-judgment with yourself. I would say that that's the hardest beyond non-judgment with the people around you. It's not judging yourself. And right now, everybody is on judgment. We're judging everybody as we go into the store, whether they have their mask on or not, whether they're vaccinated or not, all of that fun stuff right now. If I can give everybody a little peace of mind, don't worry so much about the outside and worry about and again, not even worry, be aware of what is happening here. Because as soon as you, again, stop, drop, and breathe, you'll come back to you'll ground, and then you'll be able to move forward and make a choice from a much more calm state. It's funny, I told my husband the other day that I was about to pull a Karen because I was upset at something, but I stopped, dropped, and breathed, and But it was funny because it goes to show you that even the people who practice meditation can go Karen at any point in time. And it's not a bad thing, it's a very human thing. But it's again, it's the practice of non judgment, of compassion, of being loving towards yourself. So that's my little nugget for today. I'm going to continue doing this every day. Oh, look, I'm at 10 minutes. Here I was thinking 5 minutes, of course. Yeah, no. But I'm going to stop it now. I am going to say, if you don't see me here, I'm going to try to do the YouTube. If you guys want to follow me, please go to YouTube and subscribe. Yes, I am a person, Jess. I love you. And yes, Joe, I am in my new space. It's the same space. It's just that now it has a beautiful couch that we can lay on, and then people can come stay. Um, Anyway, and podcasts. Oh my God, the microphones are going to be here, and the podcast will happen as well. So this is just practice for me. So again, if you don't see me here on Facebook, you'll see me on my YouTube channel, and I'm going to figure out how to do the whole Instagram thing. I'm just practicing and having fun. So I love you all, sending you so much love and light and blessings. And I will catch you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bye.